Hi, I'm Beth Brown and I'm a PhD researcher at ATU Sligo, and I'm doing a research project on water sports and water pollution. As part of my research, I've been doing a case study at the Ballisodare Fisheries. There was a fish kill in Ballisodare Fisheries last year. I'm working with Gerry from Ballisodare Fisheries to sort of understand the impacts of the fish kill, not just ecologically, but also on the fishermen that operate on the river. So on the social impacts, the economic impacts, and the emotional impacts of the fish kill. So Gerry, could you tell me a bit more about the fish kill last year in Ballisodare?
Yes, unfortunately we had a problem during the main run, which was in July last year. We suddenly saw a lot of salmon who were distressed and had fungus on them and so on. And over a period of about 2 weeks, we lost 1,080 fish, which was soul destroying really. It was probably about maybe 1.5% of our total run, which may not seem that many, but still 1,080 fish potentially spawning and all that, and it tended to be the bigger fish who would have more spawn than the smaller ones and so on. So it was devastating and horrible job to be there taking lovely salmon out of the water. It was a terrible situation.
And we're seeing more and more fish kills year on year.
Yeah.
So it's really important to be looking at these fish kills and the impacts they're having, how we can prevent them happening in the future and what needs to be done. And ATU and Gerry at Ballisodare have been doing a lot of work on the fisheries there to try and improve the environmental conditions for the fish, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, even prior to the fish kill, it was our intention to improve the habitat, to make sure that when the salmon migrated back that they had good spawning grounds and that sort of thing. So that entails upgrading the areas in terms of the gravel that's needed and raking it and making sure it's loose. And of course water quality then is the other thing. If you've got good habitat and water quality, then they're the important things, if you like, in terms of the right environment for fish to reproduce and have ultimately more smolts going to sea. From the research that was done by IFI and so on, we did find that pollution was the most likely reason for the fish kill last year. So at that point we were starting to work quite closely with the ATU in Sligo. As a result of that, we set up water quality sondes, electronic water quality sondes, so we can monitor in the estuary below the wastewater treatment plant outlet and then up in the river maybe 300 meters apart. So we know that if there's a problem in between where it's likely to be coming from. We have all the data now, if you like, which is tremendous. It records every 15 minutes and we have a really good handle on from an environmental point of view. And if there's an issue, we get an alert and we can alert the authorities and make sure something happens about it very quickly.
So this collaboration between ATU and the fisheries has really helped empower the fisheries with this data, which provides you with the evidence.
Absolutely. Well, within the club generally, of which there are 160 members, we don't have any people with the scientific knowledge that is available in the ATU in Sligo, and that's been absolutely invaluable to us. Once it's certified by the ATU, well then it's officially proper data, if you like, and nobody can question it. We're spending quite a lot of money every year in terms of the environment and the facilities and data gathering devices and so on, and we're investing in all of this in order that the salmon stocks will be protected into the future, and that will obviously, from a fisherman's point of view, that's hugely important, but it's also important from the community and the whole economic aspect of Ballisodare and its hinterland.
It's been really great to be involved with the fisheries over the past few months. I've had a lot of conversations with the fishermen. So how exactly does the fisheries support the local community?
If we've got large numbers of fish coming back into our system, obviously that creates an environment where our members, which are from all over the country, they're staying in B&Bs and that kind of thing locally. And then we've got a lot of tourists as well, who this particular season gone by, we had a huge number from continental Europe. And that obviously has a huge economic benefit to the local area in terms of the hotels, B&Bs, local coffee shops, fish and tackle shops, you name it. There are a lot of benefits, and it creates a feel-good factor, if you like, in the area as well. When you see Spanish registrations and French registrations and English registration cards outside the fishery, it all lends itself to a good feel in the area.
Yeah, the fisheries in Ballisodare does feel like a core part of Ballisodare town.
Yeah.
So the fisheries is a huge social outlet for all the people that are involved there. Even if people aren't interacting with each other. I think it's just being side by side another person fishing.
They tell a lot of fishing stories, some of them maybe not always the truth, but anyway, that's part of the fun. So that's all good. Yeah. The other thing I might just mention as well is that we're very lucky in that we have a waterfall there. It's very, very scenic. We've got Knockray in the background as well, and we hold biodiversity open days for the local schools and that kind of thing. We have plans to improve that and create a visitor centre there. So it's all part of what the fishery does. It's very much community based. So it's just not about our own members, it's about the greater community and the greater good of the community.
Yeah, it's really nice to see it. Thank you.
Yeah.